In this presentation, the post for the privacy fence is installed. This is part 2 of a 3-part series. You're watching Maintaining 18. Before I continue, I'm taking you back to the previous episode. There's a small detail that should not be ignored, and that is attaching the post sleeve to the post. This is done with some screws. These screws will be close to the hole, and so when it's covered with concrete, it will not show. This prevents the post from sliding out of the post sleeve. From here, you'll be returned to the current day or episode for a vlog style presentation. Enjoy. A critical step to installing the posts is that they stand on their own. These posts have wood inside them. I will not be able to adjust the depth more than maybe a 1/4 inch or a 1/2 inch. So they have to be at the correct depth from the get-go before the pour of the cement. Okay, this is a milestone. I have a string line stretching all the way across, and it is level so I can get the posts at the same level. I'm gonna switch over to the left here. You're gonna see one of the posts is dry fitted in the ground, and it has a board which sticks out to the string line. That lets me know I'm at the correct depth. I'm coming around, and here it is. All I did was to clamp the board onto the portion of the fence that would stick out for the bottom rail. So that's this piece. Okay, going down into the hole, it's very difficult to see, but you can see there's a stone at the bottom. Then it's going to be surrounded by a cement or mortar. I don't know what I'll get, probably cement. And then once that is in, up to cover that hole and about halfway up, then between the board and the hole, halfway up, that's the halfway point there, then I'll cover it with dirt. The dirt, of course, was kept nearby, which is right there. Now it is on a bit of a slope, so by the time you get up to the top string, let's bring you in closer so you can see. You can see that it's closer to the ground than the other one, and this hole is actually massive. It's pretty deep. Ouch. One has to come up a good, looks like 2.5 inches between there. So in order to do that, I put gravel at the bottom, at the base, and then I compact it. The holes are dug, the strings are in place, hence the barrier. The post is standing in the hole. Now it is time to secure them. I'm using high strength concrete mix. I use buckets to mix the cement or concrete. The consistency I'm going for is on the wet side. I want the concrete mix to run and fill that hole in the post. This is very important. Before the pour, a quick note on mixing in buckets. I do put some water before I add the concrete mix. I got some assistance from my daughter. Yes, I'll buy her yarn cake. Now, in case you're wondering, what would I do if I was alone? I poured several of the posts alone. The post did not fall over at all. And even if it did, all you gotta do is just straighten it back up. The difficult part is if cement gets under the post and lifts it up. That's a problem. You don't want that to happen. In this next step, I simply use the digging shovel to get rid of the air bubbles. I simply move the cement mix around a bit. There are many times I bumped the line, and once the obstacle is removed, it snapped right back in place. No problem at all. A word of caution. I clamped a guide to the post. I ensure that this guide does not interfere with the string. If it pushes too far and the string is out of place, then subsequent posts will be out of line. I do not want that. Since this was the first post set, the distance from the post to the string is not of consequence. However, the height of the post is of consequence. This is the second post I'm installing. I'm getting it to the approximate position that it needs to be in. Notice there's only one string guiding the fence. Now, there's a consideration that you're not seeing. The other section of the fence, which goes towards where I'm standing at the moment, is going to have to run past the house so that the gate can be installed. With the second post, the procedure was largely the same. I did attach the guide board and I did fill the hole with cement. Now I'm on to the third post. It's important that I install the post in this order. I need to know exactly where the third post will sit. I want the third post to be as equal as possible, the distance between the second post and the first post. This post had a little bit of difficulty standing on its own, so I gave it a bit of a support using the post hole digger. I'm rewinding just a little bit. I used the guide board to position this post. This was important as with the second post. I transferred the measurement from the first post to the line to the guide board. That is what I used to align this post with the second post and also the first post, so that the posts are all in a straight line and look quite neat when looked upon. This fifth post saw some drama. I made an error. Once I had the post installed, I pulled on the post and lifted it up. The cement got underneath the post, so now it was too high. I needed to get the post down. I couldn't twist it down into place. I had to remove the post, dig the cement out, place it back in the bucket, fill the bucket with some water so that the cement wouldn't dry, get the post back into position, and then fill the hole with cement. Not the way to get your cardio going. Please like, share, and subscribe. I was trying to get this done before the winter and I met that goal, so I'm quite thrilled. During the winter, the ground freezes, no digging. I've come a long way. The posts are now installed, and that concludes the end of part 2. Join me for part 3 when I install the rails and stiles and everything that makes up the fence and clean it because it is messy. Go forth and win your day. There's another post to go in, but this one is not going in the ground. It's actually going on the concrete patio. So I'll do that in part 3. Stay tuned.